Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Joe Tyrrell and welcome back to GP Blog. The battle between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton has intensified after the Brit took out his title rival on the opening lap of the British Grand Prix. Hamilton won the race, but this incident felt inevitable, with their rivalry beginning to simmer. This coming weekend sees the drivers return to Hungary, where in 2019, Hamilton hunted the Dutchman down on fresh tyres to win the race. We thought we'd go back and look at 5 key races since that Hungarian Grand Prix that intensified their rivalry. Let's get into it. Hungary 2019. We'll start with the Hungarian Grand Prix of 2019 itself. Max Verstappen's maiden pole position, he'd stunned Mercedes, who all of a sudden were playing catch up. Lewis Hamilton wasn't even on the front row, starting third behind Bottas. However, damage to his front wing on the first lap all but ended his hopes. Hamilton went for the overcut but was unsuccessful and couldn't pass Verstappen, so Mercedes opted for a 2-stop strategy, leaving Hamilton to hunt down Max on fresh medium tyres, giving him 22 laps to do so. With 10 laps to go, he was 12 seconds behind, but by lap 66, he was in front and streaking off into the distance. A masterclass from Mercedes and Hamilton, but it was the first real duel between the pair. However, before we go any further, if you're new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you know when we drop our latest video. It really does help us out. Let's keep going. Abu Dhabi 2020. Now Mercedes were emphatic in 2020, utterly dominant in fact, but Max did his best with his materials, and come the season finale, he was the fastest man on track, setting the tone for this season. He topped FP1, FP3 and qualified on pole before he comfortably won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Dutchman led every lap from pole position and never looked threatened, and in all honesty, it was a pretty dreadful race in a season full of some brilliant ones, but it set the tone for this season, giving Red Bull a platform to build on into 2021. Bahrain 2021. Now it heats up. This year's season opener was a barnstormer. It was evident in pre-season that Red Bull had closed the gap on Mercedes, thanks to some regulation changes and Honda's improved power unit, initially intended for 2022, before they chose to withdraw from the sport. Verstappen on pole again for the season opener in Bahrain, but once again we saw split strategies. Hamilton would go to the end on hard tyres, and Verstappen would have fresher tyres at the end of the race. Verstappen caught Hamilton on lap 52 and overtook him, but crucially went off the track and had to give up the place, which Hamilton never relinquished after that. There was controversy, with both teams expressing confusion over track limits where Verstappen made the move, but Hamilton and Mercedes ultimately took the victory. France 2021. If I had my way with Paul Ricard, it would be nowhere near the Formula 1 calendar, but this year's race was a banger to be fair. It was roles reversed from Spain a few weeks earlier. Max Verstappen on a 2-stop strategy hunting down both Mercedes drivers. Despite Max qualifying on pole, Hamilton took an early lead after the Red Bull man made an error. The call for a 2-stop strategy was made on lap 32, and on the penultimate lap of the race, Verstappen made it count, sweeping past for the win, using a strategy that would become familiar with Mercedes absolutely perfecting. It was a huge win for Red Bull, who emphasised that they were here for the long run. Britain 2021. Well, this one was over after less than 1 lap, and it was just a week ago. After winning the sprint race, Max Verstappen was on pole, but Hamilton was on his tail from the get-go and attempted to overtake on the inside into Copse. Hamilton clipped the Red Bull's rear right wheel, sending Verstappen spinning into the barriers for a heavy crash. It was his race over immediately. Despite a 10-second penalty, Hamilton would win the race, which Red Bull weren't happy about, with Helmut Marko even calling for a suspension. We've done a couple of videos on that already, so you can check them out now. The Hamilton-Verstappen rivalry is heating up, and something is telling me we aren't even at boiling point yet. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff, and I'll catch you next time.